Who wants to get which one?
Well, I'll give independent high school since I've been looking at this little sheet a little bit longer than Shirley. First, general information, they have 4 of the 5 players are seniors. The only non-senior is the center. They have 8 lettermen on this team. Starting at guard is Danny Duncan, 6'1" senior. Dennis Richards, the 6'3" forward. Alex Thomas, forward, 6'3". Tommy Paul at guard at 5'9". And Lee Nolan, 6'6". Those are starting for Independence High School.
Okay, for Princeton, I'd be Mike East, Jeff St. Clair, James DeWitt, Stephon Murray, and Jimmy Miller, all seniors. It's all about starting in the season. Oh, that's right, I'm sorry, DeWitt's just a junior. I have to say.
Let's all graduate next year.
Yeah.
We've got some people also, Charlie, you need to mention that are some pretty good backup people. And we got some seniors, got a couple of sophomores that I think are going to be next year.
Yeah, I think we got Curtis Graham. He comes in, replaces Jeff St. Clair time. And we got 2 sophomores, looks real good to me, Derek Will and David Phillips. And, well, that's just, we have a senior here, Jeff Adams, and Joe Harrison, I think he's a junior. And Jeff Adams will come in about the play, too, for relieve Miller a little bit. So we have a fine group of athletes here.
Meanwhile, in the preliminary game tonight, the Princeton JVs did not do so well, as the Independent JVs defeated Princeton JVs 41-33, and some of these scores still far side, and we're waiting for the Tigers to land at stretcher. Of course, there's other things that we can expect. If we look down the season for the Tigers last year had 5 losses during the regular season, and I would have crammed the name for you in order. That probably wouldn't be fair to him, but I guess I'll ask him to name him anyway. Well, who took the Tigers last year? Who would get the name on this year? I guess, of course, you know that everybody took it last year. We take that time.
At one point, I like Woodbridge, Wheeling Park, North Fork, or journeying down into Tennessee to play Dobbins Bennett or Sullivan Fork. And also on the schedule, and if you've been reading the local papers, you will find that an awful lot of teams being spread around about the Williamson Wolfpack with the fine group of seniors and the 6'6" sophomore that Williamson has. So it's going to be a very, very difficult season. The next game after tonight will be the alumni game on December 27th. And then, like I said, the January 2nd and 3rd tournament in Princeton. And Princeton will play the second game on the first night, and then the next night it will be determined by the winner of the first night. After that, January 6th at Beckley, and from there on, the season just does not get much easier. It's a very difficult season.
That first night in the
Right, the Woodbridge people brought with them a very big ball team last year. We understand that Woodbridge last year was hit with a district problem and a number of the better ball players. This season, I understand that Woodbridge High School will bring a veteran ball team to Princeton that may be very tough for anybody in the state of West Virginia to beat. They're a big school, approximately 2,300 students, and it'll be a very tough first game in that tournament. They sure do. And one of those players is
Independence back on the floor, and I think we've got everything working better now. We did some equipment, equipment repair, switching around, making it work all right. And looks like I'm overfeeding and overreading a little bit, but we'll get it under control. Of course, this is the first broadcast we've done from inside a closed arena this year, so we get a few odd things from time to time. Charlie, as the man up there looking at the stat sheet, do you expect the Tigers to come out and try to run, or do you expect them to play extremely conservative here tonight?
I believe they'll play conservative. Being the first game and everything, they'll have to kind of settle their nerves down and kind of adjust to what the Independence wants to try to do against them.
Of course, Ralph had a chance. Ralph Paul, by the way, he'll be on after the game with us. Ralph had a chance to visit with or scout the Independence the other night against Pineville.
Yeah, he did. He got to come down and see him play at Pineville, and he probably knows a little bit more now than he did. But
he said they did everything well except shoot well.
Yeah, and they, like I say before the game, they have that game experience. That means a lot, I think. And that Princeton will have to adjust to that right quick.
All right, Princeton starters have been introduced to be Mike Eads at the guard, Jeff St. Clair at the guard, James DeWitt, Stephon Murray at the forward, with Big Jimmy Miller working the wheel. He's the wheelhouse of the outfit this year. He'll be working the pivot. As they introduce the Independence Patriots, Dennis Richardson at center, a big 6'6" lad. Pretty stocky build. He's not slim, not lightweight with it again. And coming out to join him out there right now is Alan Thomas. Alan looks like he can about jump out of the gym, Charlie. Sure does. And Lee Nolan, the other forward, they get bigger as they come. And in the backcourt, they'll have Duncan, and of course, waiting for Tommy Small to be introduced. And we're just about ready for basketball. As the officials are on the floor, the scoreboard's all set. We're waiting. As the officials with the ball walking out towards center court, and the buzzer sounds. We're ready for the Princeton Tiger basketball season of 1980-81 to get underway. As the Tigers come out wearing their rose blues with the white trim, and of course Independence in the white with the blouse over the trunk and red trim on it. And it'll be Miller will be in to jump against Lee Nolan. As Nolan standing quietly in the center circle, Miller still outside the circle, backing away, now starts moving in. As the official looking around the circle, he's doing some squat jumps over to loosen up. We've got Nolan in, we've got Miller in, and the official comes forward, puts the ball in the air. Miller controls the tap to Eads, and the Tigers go to the offense. As Eads gives it to St. Clair, and St. Clair brings it to the front court, calls the play to the top of the key, right side to Eads. Eads looks underneath, gets it back outside. St. Clair popping from 20 feet, he's got it. 20 feet away, St. Clair with the right-hander puts in the net, and the Tigers will press. As the inbound pass comes into Small in the backcourt with Murray on him, and now Murray releases and drops into the backcourt. As St. Clair puts pressure on Small into the front court, into the corner with it to Duncan. Duncan holds it high overhead, looking underneath. They're trying to get the man loose underneath. Thomas say they can't. Duncan fires to the corner. It's good. As Duncan drives to the baseline, puts it up and in. 2-2. As St. Clair works it to the front court, brings it to the near side. Jumps it to DeWitt in the corner. DeWitt goes to the baseline, looks underneath, gives it back to Miller. Miller wheels into the lane, falls away, and we've got a whistle and a foul called underneath. And the foul was called on Tommy Small. That's his first. And the Tigers will inbound it from the side. It's DeWitt inbounds it to St. Clair. St. Clair calls some signals, directs some traffic, moves it across court to Eads on the far side wing position. To Miller on the baseline. Ball taken away. Comes out to Thomas. Thomas gives it to Smalls. And Independence to the front court. Smalls with it. Gives it to Duncan. Duncan outside. Gives it back to Small. And Small moves it to the left. And Duncan. Duncan on the corner position looking underneath. Waiting for somebody to come to him. Now he gets the screen, goes to the baseline and fires all the way over as an air ball. Taken off by Nolan. Nolan puts it up no good. And Miller rebounds to the Tigers. Out to Eads. Eads into the front court, waits for help. And Small goes around him and fouls him. Tommy Small trying to cut off Mike Eads. Ball for the foul as Eads turns the ball away from him and Small cut him across the arm. That's number 2 on Small. And the Tigers will inbound it from side court. As DeWitt will inbound it, and St. Clair drops it to the back court to receive the pass. And St. Clair to the floor, brings it to the front court. Drops it to DeWitt in the corner, looks toward the basket. Now he'll fire on a pretty shot, no good. Comes off the iron. Miller rebounds, puts it up, he gets fouled. And that foul is on Nolan. As Miller, making his presence known, up around that rim to bring the ball off, goes back up to put it up, and he is fouled. Now Nolan had his foul number 1, and on the Patriots had his team foul number 3. As Miller on the line now, he'll shoot 2 shots. As Jimmy will put it up with the right hand. He's got the first one on the way, and it's good. As Miller gets his first point of the 1980-81 basketball season. Tigers on top, 3-2. 6:25 up to play in the first quarter. As Jimmy Miller, ready again. He fires. Good. 4-2. Tigers are on top. And the Tigers will press. As Independence gets it in the backcourt to Duncan. Duncan double teamed, and that ball knocked out of bounds by Murray. Now the Tigers will be back to the Independence. As Richards will inbound it for them. As Richards standing right down in the corner, right underneath him. Flips it out across court to Nolan. Nolan in the backcourt with it. Hands it to Tommy Small. Tommy will take it to the front court as St. Clair comes out to meet him. Tommy backs his way to the front court, across the top of the key, holds it up now. Gets it to Duncan. Duncan on the far side, underneath with it to Nolan. Fires over Miller, good. As Lee Nolan on the turnaround jump shot ties it up 4-4. 6 minutes left to play in the first quarter. St. Clair into the front court with it. To DeWitt. DeWitt firing the baseline. Good, and he was fouled as DeWitt went into the air and made it. Put the shot up without bringing it down. He was in the air and floating along. Gracefully, as they say. The ball came up on the pass. He flipped it toward the basket. It went in, and he was fouled. That foul falls on Danny Duncan, and it is first. And James DeWitt on the free throw line for the Tigers. And that's team foul number 4 on the Patriots. As DeWitt fires the free throw, it's on the iron and good. 7-4. Tigers up there. They will press. It's Stephon playing the point right there. They get the inbound pass in. To Small, and Small bounces off of Miller's foot and out of bounds. They double teamed him, had it trapped. And Independence will get it again as Nolan comes up to take it out of bounds now. He will inbound it in the backcourt on the baseline as Nolan holds it overhead. As he gets it in to Richardson. Richardson gets it over to Duncan. Duncan goes to the front court, lays it up and in. Good. It's a good fast break as Independence got it. 7-6. Tigers lead by 1. As St. Clair works it back to the front court. Brings it to the near side. Independence playing a man-to-man. To Eads. Eads starts into the lane. Puts the shot up. No good. It's slipped way outside. Picked up by St. Clair. Jeff holds it overhead looking underneath. Now he puts it on the dribble. Direct traffic and he'll set it up. And Miller getting a lot of static underneath. As Nolan really leaning on him. Miller trying to come to the lane. They won't let him in. So St. Clair firing from outside. It's good. We got a whistle and a foul. And that's called on Nolan. As he has really been pushing on Jimmy, and the official caught him that time, and that's number 5, so they'll shoot that free throw. And
number 5, team foul, but we also have the big man for Independence with 2 fouls on him very early in this ball game.
Well, Tommy Small also has 2 on him.
That's right.
Playmaker. So the timeout for Independence, let's take time in for this message. Now 9-6, we'll have Miller on the free throw line. He'll be shooting the 1 free throw as Nolan called for the foul. Bob, I'm sure you've noticed the contact underneath. Miller is certainly not low.
No, he certainly isn't. And a couple of times I've seen Nolan look like on offense he was kind of forgetful when Brad Miller as he went by. But he is not low.
Well, that's Nolan's main objective out there to stay next to Miller.
That's right.
So Jim on the free throw line to shoot 1. He's already had 2 free throws to make them. As Jim on the line, he has the ball. 5:19 left to play in the first quarter. 9-6. Tigers on top. As Miller fires that big right hand, he got nothing but the bottom of the net, and he'll get another one. 10-6. Tigers out. As Jim will have 1 more. As Miller ready. Puts it up. Good. 11-6. Tigers up. As the Tigers will press again. Nolan will inbound it. It's batted back out of bounds by Stephon. And Stephon putting a little pressure back there, quick as a cat. And Nolan will try to inbound it again as Stephon jumping in front of him. And DeWitt steals the inbound pass, circles into the lane, fires good. As James DeWitt saw the pass coming. Stephon forcing to throw it high. DeWitt took it away. And now Nolan will inbound it again. As Stephon going after him. Now the inbound play gets into Duncan. Duncan into the front court with it for Independence. Backs his way into the corner left side. Comes back out. Gives it to Small. As Tommy directing traffic now. Tigers playing a man-to-man defense. As Tommy Small starts it down the left side. As Thomas comes out to get it. Firing off the eye flags. No good. Tipped up once by Nolan. No good. Put up again by Nolan. Good. As Nolan puts it up and in for Independence. 13-8. Tigers up by 5 with 4:48 to play in the first quarter. St. Clair into the front court. Drops it into the win on the baseline. Trying left side. 14 feet. Got it. Doesn't but strings on that one. 15-8. Tigers up by 7 now. As they continue that relentless pressure as Tommy Small working against Jeff St. Clair. Moves it to the front court. Picks up the dribble. Gets it over to Richards. Richards way outside with it. Gives it back to Small. Into the corner to Thomas. Thomas looking underneath. Gives it back outside to Small. He'll fire from 20 feet. It's off the iron. No good. Jim Miller high above the rim to bring it down. The outlet pass intercepted by Tom Small. And Small is fouled by James DeWitt. That's team foul number 1 on the Tigers. Number 1 on James DeWitt. It'll be out of bounds to Independence. They'll play it at midcourt. As Dennis Richards will inbound it, and he gets it into Small in the backcourt. As St. Clair out to play the defense. Small works his way into the front court, gets it over to Richards. Richards into the corner with it to Nolan. Holds it high overhead as Miller plays the defense. Back to Richards, firing from way outside. He put up a brick, missed everything. It went out of bounds, and the Tigers will have it in the backcourt. East will inbound it to St. Clair. And Jeff brings it to the front court. St. Clair on the move with it. Holds it up now to DeWitt in the corner, deep in the corner. Fires it back to East across the court. East, top of the key, starts it in the lane. Goes down the lane. Fires, in and out. No good. Rebound. Comes out to Thomas, and it's knocked away and out of bounds by DeWitt. It'll be Independence ball. So now the Tigers let that press up again. As the inbound pass comes into Richards. Richards on the dribble with it. Miller heads him off, and Richards circles into the backcourt. Now moves to the front court with it. As DeWitt picks him up. Small Tommy directing traffic. He wants somebody moved out of that lane. As Small goes to the left side. As St. Clair hits him off, Eads comes back on deflects the pass and saves. Back inbounds. No, it's out of bounds off Independence. It'll be Tiger ball. As Eads forces the turnover.
Early in the game, Princeton's playing excellent defense. They're playing a very hustling press, and they look real sharp on defense.
As St. Clair now will bring it to the front court, and they want play number 3. As he moves it toward the left side. Gives it to Eads. Side of the circle. Gives it back to St. Clair. He's top of the key back to Eads. Eads goes to the side of the circle, firing from 17 feet off the flange. So good. Rebound to St. Clair in the lane. Top it to Miller. Slam dunk. Jim Miller puts it down. And right down the well it went. 17-8. Tigers up. So everybody in the crowd saw that one coming. As Independence works it back to the front court. As they've got it to Thomas. Thomas way out front with it. Hands it to Richards. Richards on the dribble. Starts it down the right side. Comes back towards the lane. Holds it up now. Looking for help. And he gets it from Duncan. As Duncan waits for Small to come around him. Hands him the ball. Tommy Small on the move with it. As St. Clair plays the defense. They're out toward the center circle. And now they drop it into the post. And the ball taken away by the Witt. We've got a tied up jump ball. It's the Witt and Duncan going at it. The Witt, the quick hands. And James the Witt moving in on it. And it'll be the Witt and Duncan to jump in the free throw circle. And Independence into the floor. As it tosses up and the Witt. Tipped it. Taken by Dennis Richards. Richards firing. Partially blocked. Taken out of the air by Miller. Miller gives it to St. Clair. St. Clair to the front court with it for the Tigers. Takes it down the right side. Looking underneath all the time. There's a Witt on the near side corner. Goes to the baseline. Fires off the iron. No good. Stephon trying to tip. Loses control. St. Clair picks it up. Outside in heavy traffic. To the Witt in the corner. Trying to drop it into Miller. Triple team. Miller comes into the lane. Flips it over to Eads. Goes across the lane. Works his way underneath. Puts the shot up. It is off the iron. No good. Rebound taken out by Nolan of Independence. Gives it out to Small. As Small gets it to the front court. Directing traffic as Eads and Duncan pushing each other for position in the lane. As the pass goes over to Richards. Richards gives it back to Small now. Top of the key with it. And they drop it into Nolan on the baseline. Turnaround jump shot off the iron. No good. Tipped up and in by Thomas. It's good. And there's a foul called underneath on Stephon, I believe, on Stephon Murray. And that bucket will be good. That's number 1 on Stephon. Team foul number 2 on the Tigers. And that will put Duncan, Alan Thomas. Alan Thomas will be on the free throw line for Independence. He'll shoot 1 shot. No, they'll take it out of bounds. It'll be out of bounds. The foul was after the shot on rebounding position. And now they want an interpretation on the bucket. I think the bucket was good. They given that signal. Score 17-10 right now. Tigers play 1:42 left to play in the first quarter. As Independence will have the ball out of bounds on their own basket. Drops it way outside to Duncan. Duncan top of the key with it. Leaves it for Small. As Small says they want to play number 2. 17-10, Tigers on top. Pass goes to Richards on the right side. Back to Small. Firing from the top of the key. Good. Tommy Small brings Independence within 5. As St. Clair will bring it to the front court for the Tigers. They lead 17-12. St. Clair down the right side. Still on the dribble with it. Looking underneath. To the Witt. Deep in the corner. Gives it back outside to St. Clair. He'll fire from 20 feet. Off the iron. No good. Rebound pulled out by Nolan of Independence. Out to Small. Small into the front court. On the run with it. We got a whistle and a foul. That's on St. Clair. As Jeff fouled him. Going down. That's team foul number 3 on the Tigers. Number 1 on Jeff. As Independence, pretty well prepared for the Tigers. They knew what to expect pretty much. It'll be out of bounds to the Patriots as they bring it into Small. Way out front with it to Thomas. Round the horn to Richards, firing out of the corner off the iron. No good. Miller rebounds. We got a whistle, and it hits the structure, the support of the basket, and it'll be out of bounds to the Tigers. As St. Clair inbounds it to Eads. Eads on the move with it into the front court. Leaves it over to Stephon. Puts it up and in. A pretty assist from Mike Eads. As the Tigers go out 19-12. And the Tigers got some pressure on now. Small with the ball in the backcourt, and the Tigers release the pressure and fall back. Small works it into the front court, and St. Clair picks him up at half court. To Richards on the right side. Goes underneath to Thomas. Fires over Murray. No good. Rebound. Tips away as Miller had a hand on it. Couldn't control it. Pulled down by Duncan. And Stephon corked him and took the ball away. Stephon absolutely put the cork on top of him and came down with the ball. Gives it over to St. Clair. Jeff into the front court with it for Tigers. 24 seconds on the clock as they look at the clock. 19-12. Tigers up. As Eads holding the ball right now out front. Playing it for the last shot. As Eads and St. Clair pass it back and forth. Right now Eads has the ball. Now Jeff has the ball. As Jeff holds it behind his back for a minute, 8 seconds. Now they start to play to East. Firing from the side of the key. Good. Mike East puts it down with 3 seconds to play in the first quarter. As Nolan brings it in at the buzzer at the end of the first quarter of play. It is Princeton Tigers 21, the Independence Patriots 12. And we'll be back with more right after this.
We're back at Independence High School, and real quick, in the first quarter scoring, Jimmy Miller had 6 points, James DeWitt had 7 points, Jeff St. Clair 2, and Stephon Murray 2, and East 2. That was St. Clair 4. And I'll turn this headset over now to Charlie Wright for some individual statistics and some rebounding. Or Charlie's going to use the mic. Okay.
Wait a minute, we don't have anything on that.
Okay, in the first quarter here, Princeton was 9 for 17 from the field. Independence was 6 for 15. Rebounds, Independence had 5. How many rebounds? 6 for Princeton. And turnovers, 3 for Independence. And how many turnovers for Princeton? None that I know of. And Princeton had 3 block shots. Playing very aggressive.
Okay, we're ready to go. The tip-off. Control for the Tigers. It's Mike East with the ball. Gives it to St. Clair. Jeff starts it down the right side. Back to the East, top of the key with it. Mike looks underneath. Dribbles it one time. Gives it back to St. Clair. They come to the window in their corner. Goes down the baseline to Miller. On the key. Turnaround jump shot. Good. As Miller spinning into the lane. Hits 23-12. The Tigers go up. As Thomas brings it back to the front court, he is fouled by Stephon as he comes back into the front court. As inbound pass comes into Tommy Small for Independence. Independence on the dribble with it. Goes out across the top of the key. Still on the move. St. Clair playing a defense. Tigers playing a man-to-man. As he gets it to Duncan, he gives it right back to Small. Small trying to get him out to play some one-on-one, looks like. And they get it to Richards, top of the key. Firing from way outside. Good. As Richards puts it down from 20 feet. 23-14. Tigers up by 9. With 7:13 to play in the first half. As St. Clair comes back to the east in the front court. Mike drives to the right side. Fakes the shot. Gives it back outside. St. Clair fakes it from 15. Doesn't take it. Comes across the near side. We got a whistle underneath. And a 3-second violation call on the Tigers. Coming into the ball game.
Phillips into the lineup for Princeton, replacing Stephon Murray.
As Phillips steps in to replace Stephon. Phillips, a sophomore, 6'3.5". As Independence brings it in to Richards. Richards in the back court with it. Leaves it for Small. And Small brings it to the front court now on the move. And St. Clair playing a defense. Small back to play in. Gives it to Thomas on the right side. Holds it high overhead, looking underneath, directing traffic. And gives it back outside. Now to Thomas. Thomas ready to fire. Good. Thomas firing it from 20 feet. St. Clair brings it to the front court, gives it to East. East firing off the iron, no good. Rebound pulled down by Thomas. Out to Small. Small on the run with it. Into the front court, holds it up in the lane. He is double teamed. The ball knocked loose, picked up by St. Clair. As Jeff into the front court, looking for help. Ball knocked loose, picked up. He gets it over to DeWitt. DeWitt in heavy traffic. Gets it outside. Now he'll fire. Good. It's DeWitt from 18 feet. Pounds it in. 25-16. As the Tigers with a semi-quasi press on this. And now they release it. Small will bring it to the front court. Small on the move with it. Still dribbling. Gets it over to Duncan, and Duncan gives it back to Small. Small on the dribble with it out front. As Independence trying to move. Princeton playing a straight-up man-to-man. Nothing fancy. They're just saying, this is my man, I'll play. As Tommy Small outside with it on the dribble now. Comes to the right side with it to Thomas. Thomas holds it high overhead, direct traffic. Miller comes up to play defense. Thomas gets the ball off. Richards in the lane. Goes down the lane, puts the shot up. Miller spikes it across the St. Clair. Jeff, check at the East as East comes out of bounds. Comes out the court with it as East comes out of the crowd. After the spot by Miller. To DeWitt, firing out of the corner. Good. James DeWitt. As smooth can be. Puts it in the net. 27-16 as Thomas comes to the front court with it for Independence. Gives it back outside to Tommy Small. Small direct traffic. And what I'm laughing for is fellas, we had the court fixed. No wonder we couldn't get the mic to work. We turned her off. Okay. Small fires from outside. No good. The ball comes to the floor. We got DeWitt, St. Clair, and Richards going after it. St. Clair comes up with it. St. Clair out of the pack. Into the front court on the dribble. Moves it to the right side. Still dribbling. Looking for DeWitt. DeWitt. Firing from way outside. Off the iron. No good. Rebound. Run down by Richards. Gives it out to Small. Small into the front court. Holds it up. Waits for traffic to clear. Now they'll set the offense. As they get it to Thomas in the corner. Firing. Off the flank, no good. Rebound comes down to the Witt. The Witt out in front. They give it to Miller. Miller goes down, puts the slam dunk, and he is fouled. As Miller was slam dunk number 2 of the night. Foul from behind by Alan Thomas. As Thomas knew he was there too late and too little, and Miller just buried that ball. And the Tigers, and there's a timeout. So a timeout on the floor. Let's pause for this missing.
Are we back? We're back at Independence. We're trying to take care of some technical problems, and I might say that we've had so far in this ball game, Jimmy Miller's had 2 slam dunks. James DeWitt has been excellent. He's outside shooting, usually from the corners, and DeWitt, by the way, has 11 points at this juncture, and Miller has 10 points. So far, Princeton's played very aggressive. They've played, I think, up to expectations. They're playing an excellent Independence high school basketball team, and a very senior-dominated Independence ball team with 8 lettermen. So this is not, or should not have been, the easy game that a lot of people in Princeton thought. This is a very experienced Independence team. But Princeton seems to be coming along and doing a very good job so far tonight, leading with 4:19 left to go in the second quarter, 29-16. And Glenn May, we have our technical problems adjusted.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. All right. As Miller on the free throw line hits the first one for the Tigers, he'll get a second one. He missed the second goal. He just had one. The goal was good. Independence brings them down to Thomas into the front court with it. Gives it to Small. Small holds it up, looks for help. On the dribble with it. Goes around St. Clair. He picks him up, and St. Clair doubles behind. Gives it outside to Duncan. Duncan drives the right side. Goes underneath. Puts the shot on the glass. No good. Rebound comes off. We should have a goaltending call. And it's a goaltending call on Jim Miller.
And who should I show that basket it belongs to?
The guy's close to Duncan, I guess. He put the shot up. As the Independence pressing on the inbounds, the flexi pass back out of bounds. It'll be Tiger ball in the backcourt. As DeWitt inbounds it to Eads. Eads takes it and gives it to St. Clair. St. Clair in the backcourt with it. Moves it to the front court. To DeWitt. Drives the lane. Puts it up. It is no good. He is fouled.
That's number 3 on Nolan, the 6'6" center for Independence High School. It's also the 18th foul in this first half.
And that'll put James DeWitt on the free throw line for the Tigers. He been to the free throw line yet?
No, he hasn't. This is his first attempt. No, I'm sorry. He made his first attempt. He has 1 for 1 so far. Foul line.
James DeWitt on the free throw line for the Tigers.
Nolan has been replaced by number 40. That would be Roger Clay.
As DeWitt will have another crack at it now. He puts it up and good. 32-18, Tigers on top. As Roger Clay is the ball game for the Independence Patriots. As Thomas inbounds it, DeWitt, East feels the pass. Puts the shot up, no good. Miller tips it up and in. Jim Miller puts it up and in for the Tigers. As they go on top, 34-18. Still in the press with it now. As Miller playing back in the backcourt on the press. As Small with the ball, and St. Clair, Eads, and Miller take the ball away. Miller comes down the lane with it, has it knocked loose. Eads picks it up, goes into the lane, fires off the glass, no good. Rebound, put up again by Phillips, no good. Miller tips, no good. We got a whistle on a foul. Miller tipping twice. And who was the foul called on?
I believe it's on Jimmy Miller. It is on Miller. Miller's first.
It is. That is on Jim. That's foul number 1 on Jim Miller. And that's team foul number 5 on the Tigers. Number 4 on the Tigers, they say. Well, now they're going to shoot it. It must be number 5. You're right, number 5. So on the free throw line for the Independence Patriots, we'll have Alan Thomas. 34-18, Tigers up with 3:23 left to play in the first half. Thomas firing with the right hand, comes off the iron with a rebound, pulled down by James DeWitt. Boy, he was really up in the air to pull that one down. Gets it over to St. Clair. Jeff on the dribble with it. Brings it to the front court, and they're going to run to the wheel. Give it to Eads. Eads to Miller on the low post. Fires off the iron, no good. Tipped out. Picked up by Tommy Small of Independence. As they double team him, he gets it over to Thomas. Thomas holds it. Gives it back to Small, and Small will take it to the front court. Eads cuts him off. As Thomas still dribbling out front, Eads playing the defense on him. As Thomas starts it down the lane. Gets it to Tony Garrett.
checked into the ball. Is that 44 or 40?
44.
As we got Tony Durant into the ball game for Independence, and Durant put the shot up real good on the rebound attempt. Roger Clay was fouled by
David Phillips, I believe.
David Phillips, you're right. Foul number 1 on David. Team foul number 6 on the Tigers. As Clay fires the free throw good. 34-19. Tigers up by 15 now with 2 minutes 50 seconds left to play in the first half. As Clay fires again, it's good. 34-20. As inbound pass comes into St. Clair to Miller into the front court to Phillips underneath, puts the shot up good. David Phillips hits it on the fast break for the Tigers. 36-20. As the Tigers in the three-quarter zone trap. Now they back off and go man-to-man. As Tommy Small with the ball for Independence. Moves it to the front court. He gets it to Duncan. Duncan driving to the right side. Goes toward the baseline. Now he backs it out. Drops it underneath to Durant. Durant firing. It is good. He got it onto the glass over top of the width. 36-22. As the Tigers will come to the offense. As Jeff St. Clair to Eads on the right side wing position. Holds it overhead. Gives it back outside to St. Clair. And they go back to Eads again. Fakes around Durant. Now he fires out of the corner. No good. Rebound lost out of bounds by David Phillips. It'll be out to the Patriots. As the Independence Patriots with 2 minutes 4 seconds to play in the first half. Down by 14 to the Tigers. In the backcourt, it is Alan Thomas with the ball for Independence. On the dribble with it. Miller playing a defense on him out there. And Alan Thomas just slid across court and out of bounds. I think he's on that to Ralph Ball. It'll be out to the Tigers. James DeWitt will inbound it from the backcourt. James brings it into St. Clair. Tom on the move with it. Brings it to the front court. To the left side to Mike Eads. Back to St. Clair, top of the key. To the Phillips, down on the wing. They drop it to Miller on the low post. Fires, good. As Miller does wheels and fires. 38-22. Tigers up by 16 with a minute 38 to play. Into Witt. Deflects the inbounds pass, but it's picked up by Tony Durant of Independence. He gets it to Tom Small. As Small into the front court with it. On the dribble. Takes it to the left side. Holds it high overhead. Looks underneath now. As he gets help from Durant in the corner. Durant looking at the bucket. Now he gives it back outside to Duncan. As Duncan comes toward the lane, we got a whistle and an offensive foul called on Danny Duncan. And that ought to get something stirred up.
That's Danny Duncan's second foul also. So you've got Nolan with 3, Small with 2, and Duncan with 2.
DeWitt will inbound it for the Tigers as he gets it into the front court to Eads. As Eads starts it toward the lane. Now he goes down and fires on the glass. No good. Rebound fought for. Come out by Independence. We got a whistle and a foul. That may be on Eads.
It is Mike Eads' first foul of the ball game. The only Princeton player with more than 1 foul is Stephon Murray, and he's been replaced in there by David Phillips.
As Phillips now checks out.
I believe Jeff Adams is in the ball game now.
Jeff Adams comes in, pick number 54. Jeff
Adams
about
is
6'6". And we'll have Tony Durant on the free throw line for the Independent Patriots. 38-22. Tigers up a minute 10 to play in the first half. Durant fires with the left hand. Comes off the sidearm. No good. Tipped up and in by Roger Clay. 38-24. As the Tigers up by 14 with a minute 2 to play. And the up court pass is thrown wide. Goes out of bounds. The Tigers turn it over. And it'll be out to Independence as Durant will inbound it for them. As Durant gets it in to Duncan. Duncan puts it on the floor, starts to dribble with it. As Eads plays the defense on him back there. Now, St. Clair comes over and they set the trap. But he eludes it, gets it to the front court. To Alan Thomas. Thomas gives it back to Small. Small goes to the far side to Duncan. Duncan goes to the corner. Fires out of the corner. No good. Tipped up by Tony Durant. 38-26 as the Tiger lead cuts to 12. The Witt with the ball in the front court for the Tigers. Wheels around. Moves it. Looks at the bucket. Fires from 18 feet. Got it. 18 feet away. Puts it in. 40-26. As Independence with the ball. Small moves it to the front court against St. Clair. Starts it to the left side. Gets it to Clay. Clay gives it back to Small. On the dribble with it. 10 seconds on the clock now. As they come across close to Thomas. Thomas on the outside gets it back to Small. Fires. No good. Rebound. Put up. No good. Put up again by Roger Clay. As Clay tips it up and in as the halftime buzzer sounds. So at the end of the first half of play, it is Princeton 40, Independence 28, and we'll be back right after this. At Independence High School, the Princeton Tigers leading the Independence Patriots 40-28 at halftime. However, in the first quarter, the Tigers jumped out 21-12 over Independence, but in the second quarter, the Patriots came back and made a ball game out of it as the Tigers were able to outscore the Patriots by only 3 in the second quarter, 19-16, as Independence playing very inspired ball. As we're getting stats ready, we'll be back with all the stats. First, let's pause 30 seconds for this. Do you have any trouble finding Independence High School?
We've got 9 for 21 here. No, that's all. That's second half. 9 for 21. What do you got?
What'd you come up with right? Those are hard to find at all. Yeah, you go to Williamson, you know. I guess for now you know where high school is. That's true. Bob, you got any on stats?
Just about.
Okay. We're waiting on the individual stats. Bob said that's working as hard as he can, and he says he's ready.
I'm ready. For Independence High School in the first quarter, Danny Duncan had 4 field goals for 8 points. He did not go to the foul line. Tommy Small had 1 field goal for 2 points. Lee Nolan had 2 field goals for 4 points. He picked up 3 fouls in the ball game and set out most of the second quarter. Alan Thomas, the starter, had 1 field goal. He was 0 for 1 at the foul line, 2 points. Dennis Richards had 1 field goal in the second quarter for 2 points in the first half. The substitutes who came in for Independence did an excellent job for Independence High School. Roger Clay came in, hit 2 field goals. He was 2 of 2 from the foul line and 6 points. Tony Garant came in the second quarter, hit 2 field goals, was 0 of 1 at the foul line and 4 points. Independence High School on the night, so far tonight, has 13 field goals, 14 field goals. They were 2 of 4 from the foul line for 28 points in the first half. For Princeton, Mike Eads had 1 field goal for 2 points. Jeff St. Clair, 2 field goals for 4 points. James DeWitt, 6 field goals, 3 of 3 at the foul line, 15 points. A real good first half for James DeWitt. Stephon Murray came in, had 1 field goal, or started actually. He picked up 2 fouls, and he had 2 points on the first half of this ball game. Jimmy Miller had 5 field goals. He was a perfect 5 of 5 from the foul line, 15 points. David Phillips, the sophomore, came in, had 1 field goal for 2 points. Princeton hit 8 of 8 from the foul line. They had 16 field goals and 8 of 8 from the foul line.
Okay, Charlie, you got the team stats.
Yeah, for Independence here, first half they shot for field. They were 13 of 28, had 13 rebounds, and they committed 7 turnovers. For Princeton, in the first half, they were 16 for 33 from the field. At the foul line now, they was 8 for 8. So that's 100%. They didn't get no better than that, can you?
That sounds good.
That it sure is. They committed about 4 turnovers, and they had I think about 7 or 8 assists. It looked real good. They was real aggressive. They played real aggressive defense.
There's some real pretty assists out there.
Yeah, beautiful. Especially for James DeWitt. I hate to single one person out, but beautiful. And Jimmy Miller had 2 slam dunks. Looked beautiful.
They sure did. All right, we're going to be back with a special guest from WVU right after this. We're at Independence High School, and we've got one of the coaching staff from the WVU Mountaineers down there with us. And, of course, we've been able to have the pleasure of this company several times over the last couple of years. We welcome Gary McPherson aboard.
Well, thank you a lot, Glenn. It's a pleasure to be here, and it's a real fine basketball game.
It's a good ball game, especially considering it's the first game of the season for the Tigers. Of course, only second for Independence, but Independence came to play.
Well, I think there's no doubt about that. Princeton's press has hurt Independence quite a bit, and I think that really has developed the bulge that they have right now. But Independence, did not fold. It looked like they were going to be put away there, and then all of a sudden they came back and played very well the tail end of the second quarter. So it's a real fine ball game, but I think Princeton, they're playing very well, and DeWitt's played well, and Miller's played well inside, and they look like that, they're ready to go out after that state championship this year.
I think that everybody's got their eye on it, but it seems to me like a lot of people are expecting the Tigers to possibly go undefeated this year. That's a pretty tall task because you got to play a lot of games on the road.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt about that. Plus the fact that with two of the better basketball players, in the state on their ball club. A lot of teams will be pointing for them also. They load up. They want to prove themselves against Princeton. So that's a very difficult task. But I think Coach Ball has done a real fine job. I happened to see them in a scrimmage game last weekend, and it's in tonight. They're playing very well, and they'll whoever, if anyone does beat them this year, they're going to have their hands full trying to do so. But at the same time, I think Princeton's going to have a fine year, and they do have a fine basketball team.
Talk about the reason that you're here, the fine ball players. Of course, when you see a Jimmy Miller, what makes a Jimmy Miller attractive to a major school like WVU?
Well, I think, there's 3 or 4 things. Some of them are intangible. Jimmy Miller's a fine young man, first of all. He has great character, good morals. He's a fine student, and he's an excellent basketball player. You take all of those plus his size, which, definitely doesn't hurt him. He shoots the ball very well, and Jimmy Miller is the same off the court as he is on the court. He's a very unassuming young man and a very polite individual, and he's the type of quality person that you have to have in your program, and I think you win with quality people. He is a quality person, and he's a quality basketball player, and I'll go on record right now saying that we want Jimmy Miller at West Virginia University. We've told him that many months before this, and this is only the second time that I've ever missed a Mountaineer basketball game. I was up there for 5 years, and I'm in my 3rd year here, so in 8 years, I've only missed one other game. This is the second one. I wanted to come down here to show Jimmy Miller that we want him in Morgantown, and anyone listening that are Mountaineer fans on the radio, you do everything you possibly can to help us recruit Jimmy Miller because we do want him in the gold and blue. He's an asset to, I think, to Princeton, the high school. He's an asset to the state of West Virginia, and we'd like to think that he could become an asset to West University. And if we're fortunate enough to recruit him, I'm sure that he will be.
But now, Jimmy Miller is a very fine ball player and a very fine athlete, and of course he's the wheelhouse of this Princeton. 50, what are we looking like?
Looks pretty good there in the 3rd quarter. Princeton 3 for 7 from the field, and Independence 2 for 6. Not too very good right now.
Miller made a pretty block down
Yeah,
there.
beautiful block. And James Swift made a beautiful block. Stole the ball there, and a fine assist. Quick hand.
You guys got that assisted?
Yeah, we got it.
Okay. You had Jack Allaire over. I figured you guys will be talking about something else, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I guess I should tell Gary McPherson they got a fine recruiter down here, Jack Allaire. He bleeds blue and gold. As we're ready for basketball, we'll have Mike Eads on the free throw line for the Princeton Tigers. 50-34, Tigers on top. 3:46 left to play in the 3rd quarter. Eads on the line. He'll shoot 2. As Mike puts it up with the right hand, it's good. He'll have a second. 51-34, Tigers up. As Eads fires. Off the flange, no good. Rebound, come down to Independence. As Thomas pulls it out, gets it over to Small, and Small is fouled by Eads. On Mike, that is foul number 2, and team foul number 3 on the Tigers. And they've got that foul on number 14 up there. Who's number 4? We don't have a 14, but anyway, that's all right. As Independence inbounds the ball, they get it into Thomas in the backcourt. He heads it to Tommy Small, and Tommy will bring it to the front court for Independence. Backs his way into the front court as Sinclair puts pressure on. Gives it to Richards. Richards down the right side. Goes around the width. Puts the shot up. No good. Rebound put up. No good. Rebound comes down again. Thomas got it. Puts it up. He is fouled by Phillips. As the Miller was way over the rim that time. That's number 2 on David Phillips. If the Miller had interfered with that ball, it would have been goaltending. That's team foul number 4 on the Tigers. And we'll have Alan Thomas on the free throw line for the Patriots. 3 minutes, 8 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter. Tigers on top, 51-34. As Alan Thomas ready to fire. He's got 2 shots coming to him. He puts the first one up. It's good. He'll have a second. (51-35). Tigers enjoying the 16-point advantage. As Alan Thomas meditating, now firing. Good. 51-36. As Sinclair and the ball gives it to Eads. As Eads working against the press. Takes it to the front court for the Tigers. On the move with a left-hand dribble across the lane. Lays it up good as Eads with a fine move. Takes dribbling with the left hand, moving to the right hand to put it up and in. 53-36 as the Tigers will press. As Thomas with the ball works on Miller. Gets help from Eads as they stymie him in the backcourt looking for help. Gets it from Small. As Small's got a man loose on the baseline. Duncan. And Sinclair strips him with the ball. ball as Jeff comes out with it. To Eads, a 3-on-2 behind the back pass to Miller, slam dunk. Number 3 of the night for Jim Miller. And a fine piece of teamwork and ball handling by the Tigers. 55-36. As Tommy Smalls comes to the front court for Independence. Fires, no good. Rebound, knocked loose by St. Clair. Picked up by Eads. Eads into the front court with it. Works his way into the lane. He'll fire the turnaround. Off the iron, no good. Rebound, pulled down by Small. Small into the front court with it. Over to Duncan. Duncan loops it out of bounds. And we'll get Curtis Graham into the ball game for the Tigers. And Jeff St. Clair will get a chance to take a break. 55-36 as the Tigers rolling real hot right there on a pretty 3-on-2 fast break. As the inbound pass to Graham, to Eads, to Miller in the middle. As Miller into the front court with the ball knocked loose and out of bounds, and they call it out to Independence. And Jim sitting there can't believe it. He says, well, all right. As the Tigers will fall back in defensive position. Roger Clay will inbound it for Independence as David Phillips will play the defense. Inbound pass. Cross court with it to Thomas. Thomas dribbling in the backcourt as Jim Miller out to play the defense on him. Gives it to the far side to Richards. Richards standing way out front, holding the ball down on the dribble as the Witt plays the defense. To Duncan as Eads challenges Duncan. Gives it back to Richards. Richards works on the Witt. Comes to the top of the key. Drops it into the corner to Clay. Firing. No good. We got a whistle on a foul underneath.
I believe that foul's on Mike Eads, and it'll be the 15th foul on Princeton. Mike Eads' third foul of the game.
Quite a bit of shoving under here. Duncan's going at it pretty good, wasn't he?
Well, they got Mike for backing him out of position.
The guy the goal. Second gets caught. That's the rule.
That's the way it works.
The ref turns around.
A minute 43 to play in the third quarter. 55-36. Tigers on top. As Danny Duncan firing from the free throw line for Independence. Good. He'll have another one. 55-37. Tigers up by 18. As Duncan ready one more time. He fires. It's off the flange, no good. Rebound to Phillips. To the floor, picked up by Curtis Graham. Graham on the dribble with it. Moves it to the front court. To the Witt in the corner. Works the baseline. Back to the way now. Looking underneath. Gives it back outside to Graham. To Eads. Cross court with it. Mike starts it toward the baseline left side. Gives it back outside to Graham. And Graham comes across the top of the key. Looking underneath. Gives it back to Eads. Fakes the shot. Moves under to the baseline. Fires. No good. Tipped up by Miller. No good. Rebound. Pulled down by Clay. Gets it out to Duncan. Duncan gets it to Thomas. Or Clay. Clay will move it to the front court. Thomas with the ball on the far side. Hands it to Richards. Richards moves it down the right side. Works his way inside. The Witt hits him off. Gets it back outside the small. Firing from 23 feet on the iron. Good. We got a lot of live iron and dropped it. 39-55. Tigers up. The Graham moves it to the front court to Miller. Miller to Eads, right side. Mike holds it overhead. To Phillips, right side. They go to Miller, low post. Miller works the baseline. Fires off the iron. Good. He got iron on three sides, but he got in the net, and that's what counts. 38 seconds to play in the third quarter. Princeton 57, Independence 39. As Richards into the front court with it for Independence. Gets it to Thomas. As they look at the clock, they're going to play for one shot, it looks like. Gives it to Tommy Small. Small out front. Ball the signal. Working on Curtis Graham. Comes to the near side. Thomas with the ball. Thomas way out front with it. Goes out toward the restraining line. He gives it to Richards. They go to the cross court with it to Clay. Back to Richards. To Clay as they're playing out near the center stripe. Duncan with the ball. He's playing the defense on him. To Thomas on the near side. He'll fire from 18 feet. It's off the iron. No good. Eads rebounds. He is fouled in the backcourt. And I think that may be on Richards.
I thought maybe that was on Clay, number 40, and if it is, it'd be number 3, but you may be right.
It is on Clay. You're right, Bob.
They have him with 4. I only show 3 fouls on Clay, but...
Well, I think you're right. It's on Clay.
It now shows number 43 has 7.
They ain't got a 43.
Okay.
As Eads fires the free throw good. 2 seconds to play in the third quarter. Tigers up 58-39. As Eads ready to fire again. That was good. 59-39. Tigers up by 20 with 2 seconds. And Thomas slid out of bounds on the inbound pass. So the Tigers have got 2 seconds, and they'll have it on the baseline, on the basket. Now let's see if they get a playoff. See if they get a shot off. They're going to set them up on the lane. All 4 of them will sit up parallel to the lane. They're on the right side. The Witt will pull the trigger. Will he lay it up for a tip? Let's see what they do with it. And the ball deflected back out of bounds, so the Tigers will play it again. As he's trying to lay it up high for Miller to tip, Let's see what they do the second time. Now they bring it in to Phillips. Fires off the baseline, no good. So at the end of the third quarter of play, it is the Princeton Tigers 59, the Independence Patriots 39. As in the third quarter, the Independence held to 11 points, while the Tigers put 19 big ones on the board. We'll be back right after this. Play, the Tigers enjoying a 59-39 advantage over the Independence Patriots. Charlie, what do we look like shooting-wise?
I feel Princeton 7 for 16 in that quarter, and Independence 3 for 11. Independence came out and made the first two shots, and then missed about 7 straight. And now I think that was the key to it. They got cold, very cold there. And Princeton, very hot, I think.
Princeton got 19 points in the third quarter, 21 points first quarter, 19 second, 19 third. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. That's what you need, too. And Princeton played about, 7 players, so that helps.
That may have been Princeton's
8 players. Yeah, it really was.
As they held Independence to 11 points.
Yeah. That's some beautiful passes out there, fine assist.
All right, we're ready to go for the Tigers. We've got David Phillips, Stuart Will, Jimmy Miller, James DeWitt, and Jeff St. Clair. As Independence come back with Paul, Richards, Thomas, Clay, and Duncan. As Miller, the jump against Clay, the tip stole by Independence. As Richards picks it off the floor, whirls his way down, he'll fire from 12 feet, and it's off the iron, no good. Rebound, picked off the floor by DeWitt. DeWitt flips it to Phillips, and it's intercepted. As Thomas brings it back to the front court, holds it up. This ball firing from 20 feet off the front iron, no good. Rebound to St. Clair in heavy traffic, and Thomas and St. Clair collide. And that foul called on Thomas. That's number 3 on Alan Thomas. And team fouls are already in the bonus, so we don't need to count that anymore. As Jeff St. Clair will be at the free throw line. He's firing with the right hand. He's got it on the way. It's in and out. No good. Rebound. Front four. We got a whistle and a foul called on Miller. That's number 2 on Tim. Now, I'll tell you something. It can make Ralph Ball get his blonde headed to Bruce Henthorne. For Miller consistently getting fouled over this year. His first half. By the way, we'll be talking with Ralph Ball on the first game show.
He'd have his pants rolled up to his knees, but
that's really upsetting. It upset a lot of people.
Sure would.
Roger Clay on the free throw line for Independence. Firing the first free throw, no good. Tipped up, no good. Rebound pulled down by Richards. Put it up, and it is no good. Rebound fought for, knocked out of bounds by Clay. It'll be Tiger ball. As this Clay kid came to play ball, as DeWitt will inbound it for the Tigers. Gets it into Scooter Will, as Will has it knocked away by Thomas. Thomas with the ball in the back court. Gets it in the front court to Tommy Small. Small holds it up to Richards in the corner, firing. Off the iron, no good. Rebound slapped up, no good. Put up again by Clay. Tipped away by Miller. Goaltendering called on Jimmy Miller.
And who gets that ball basket, Glenn?
Who puts the shot up? Clay, guilty. Gil, Will. As the Tigers come back to throw the ball away, coming up court, it's knocked out of bounds by Independence. It'll be Tiger ball on the baseline on their own bucket. And the Tigers will inbound it on the baseline. They set him up on the line, just sitting up parallel to the lane right side. As they work the man, and the ball deflected on the way in, and Tommy Small comes out with it for Independence. Princeton playing very ragged right now. As Richards takes the pass, still in to put the shot up, no good. Richards rebounds for Phillips. The outlet pass stolen by Small. Goes back underneath. Now he brings it back out of trouble, dribbling around out front. Now he's looking for help, waiting to set it up. He's directing traffic. He wants Richards to move out. They go to the far side to Duncan. Duncan goes underneath with it to Thomas. Works on Phillips. Fires all the way over. No good. Rebound put up by Richards. Good. Dennis Richards puts it up and in for Independence. 59-43. Tigers on top of St. Clair into the front court with it to DeWitt. Drives. Lays it up and in. Looks like a hydromatic as smooth as he works. 61-43. Tigers up as the Tigers got a quasi press on. And the up court pass to Duncan. Goes underneath, drives on Miller, and a charge called on Danny Duncan as Miller stood underneath and took the charge. That's number 5 on Duncan. Team foul. That's number 4. That's number 4. Okay, I'm sorry. Number 4 on Danny Duncan. And we get checking into the ball game. For Independence, number 42, and I don't have a 42 on my team.
That's the starting center, Nolan.
You're right. Lee Nolan, come back. He's fouls up with it.
He had 3 fouls early in the ball game. And the 2 substitutes came in and played very well for Independence, Gerard and Clay.
Clay impressed me. Miller on the line for the Tigers. Jimmy fires. First one in is good. What's Jim's point total for the night?
1, 22, 23.
Huh?
23 on the night, 24 on the
24
night.
for Jimmy on the night. 63-43. Tigers lead. As Thomas in the backcourt with the ball for Independence. Works on Phillips. Gets around into the front court. Still on the drive with it. Now he holds it up. Gives it to Tommy Small. It's Small. Heads down front. Holds it high overhead. And the Tigers swing a man to Pitt. As Scooter Grill plays defense on Duncan. He gives it back to Small. Small out front. Working on Jeff St. Clair. To Duncan. Deep in the corner. Drops it underneath to Nolan. And we got a whistle on a foul. And that foul called on Jimmy Miller. That's number 3 on Jim. What's DeWitt's point tonight?
The what?
DeWitt. What's he got?
DeWitt had 15 at halftime. He's picked up 1 bucket here, makes it 17 on the night.
As Lee Nolan on the free throw line for Independence, Tigers leading by 20, 63-43, 5:57 left to play. As Nolan fires. Good. He'll have a second attempt. And we get Stephon Murray into the ball game, and David Phillips checks out. We get Mike Eads back into the ball game, and Scooter Grill checks out. Lee Nolan on the line to fire one more. He fires. It's good. 63-45 as St. Clair gives it to Eads. Eads in the front court with it, wins position right side. Back to St. Clair, top of the key. Back to Eads, right side, looking underneath. Back to St. Clair, they go to Murray on the wing left side. Drops it underneath to Miller, goes to the baseline. We got a whistle and a foul.
On Nolan, I think it's his 4th foul.
And they fall on Nolan. They foul Miller as he's getting in position. But it will be a shooting foul because they're over the limit.
I've noticed Nolan since he came back in the last 30 seconds or so. He's really pushing Jimmy around underneath.
Well, I guess Doug Mack put the bugs in there. You got to push in there. As Miller on the line, fires the first. It is on the iron, got glass and dropped. He got it. 64-45. Miller fires again. It's good. 65-45. Tigers up by 20 with 5:43 to play against a game independent team. As Richard takes the inbound pass, gives it to Duncan. Duncan in the front court with the left side. Dribbles it back out front, leaves it for Small. Small standing quietly with the ball. Gives it to Richards on the left side. Fakes to DeWitt, gives it back to Small. He goes to the right side to Duncan. He'll fire from 18 feet. Good. Danny Duncan puts it in for Independence. And Independence will press. As the inbound pass is stolen by Tommy Small. He gets it to Thomas. Fires off the iron, no good. Rebound tipped around by Stephon. Put up again by Duncan, no good. Rebound knocked outside, picked up by Richards of Independence. Richards fires out of the corner, no good. Rebound brought for in Eads, controlled. As Mike Eads brings it out for the Tigers. Behind the back dribble into the front court with it. Top of the key, they double team him. Looking for help. Gets it outside to St. Clair. Jeff takes the top of the key with it. To the right side of the Witt. Goes to the baseline. Fires. It is no good. We got a whistle and a foul. And they're going to call Stephon for tripping Thomas. And Thomas came around him.
That's 5 on... Well, let's see here. That is 5 on Stephon Murray.
5 on Stephon. And we'll get Mike Phillips off the bench probably. How about Stephon just standing there to get run by him?
I believe he was too. It looked to me like it was.
Of course, I remember when I've seen Charlie and Bob play, well, I've seen him trip over the black stripe out there sitting down. You know, a kid can trip over anything. But anyway, Stephon got charged with it, and that's his 5th one. So he'll sit down, and we got David Phillips back in the lineup. Meanwhile, we'll have Alan Thomas on the free throw line for the Independence Patriots. 65-47, Tigers on top. 4:53 to play in the ball game. Alan Thomas on the line. Puts it up with the right hand. It's off the iron, no good. Rebound pulled down by James DeWitt. DeWitt on the dribble with it. Leaves it for St. Clair, and Jeff will take it to the front court for the Tigers. Down the left side with it to the width. Spins away. Goes into the baseline. Fires. We got a whistle on the foul. And a blocking foul charged against Nolan, I believe. And I believe that's 5 on him.
That is his 5th foul.
And he's the second casualty of this game by the foul route. We'll have James to win on the free throw line. Shoot the free throw.
So far in the season, James is 3 for 3, knock on wood. But
if he misses this right now, Bob, Charlie will make you walk.
That's right. Princeton so far has missed 1 foul shot.
I know.
They're 13 of 14 going into the 4th quarter.
65-47. Tigers enjoying an 18-point advantage. And now James DeWitt firing the free throw. It's on the iron. No good. Rebound pulled down by Thomas of Independence. Hands it out to Small. As Small moves it to the front court with the left-hand dribble. Drives it down the lane. Puts it up off the glass. Good. Thomas drives the pipe. Got the opening. A good play. As St. Clair brings it back to the front court for the Tigers. Top the key with it to DeWitt. In the corner on the right side. Gets it back outside to St. Clair. They go to Eads. He'll fire from 18 feet. He got it. Mike Eads, 18 feet away, beside the circle. Hits it. 67-49. Tigers up by 18. And they'll press. Richards has the ball into the front court with it for Independence. Goes under. Ball knocked loose by the quick hands of DeWitt and out of bounds. Did DeWitt deflect that or Phillips?
DeWitt did.
Somebody just stripped the ball and stripped him with the ball. I bet DeWitt can eat with the hands that quick you never see his hands move. Inbound pass, right away by DeWitt. DeWitt dribbling with it in the backcourt. Gets it to St. Clair. Jeff will move it to the front court for the Tigers. To the left side, they go to DeWitt. He's on the wing position. Holds it high overhead, looks underneath. Gives it back outside to St. Clair. To Phillips. To Miller. Turnaround jump shot, baseline, 12 feet. Got it. Jimmy Miller puts the Tigers up by 20, 69-49. As Thomas comes to the front court, goes around, lays it up, no good. Rebound underneath by Duncan. Duncan puts it up, no good. Miller rebounds in traffic. Out to St. Clair. Pass deflected. We got a foul.
No, ball out of bounds.
Pulled the ball out of bounds. After he took that kind of tumble, he said, man, I need to shoot a free throw because he really was upended there.
Well, Princeton had James DeWitt on the breakaway there, and I think they would have had 2 easy points.
As the inbound pass comes into Phillips, gives it back to St. Clair, and Jeff brings it to the front court. As he's with the ball on the left side, wing position, looking underneath. They got DeWitt, top of the key, goes down to the lane, fires out of the lane. He is fouled. As they chopped him pretty good. DeWitt disgusted because he missed the shot, but he'll have the free throw. 69-49. Tigers up by 20 big ones. And that's number 4 on Thomas. And we got a timeout call. So it's timeout on the floor. Let's take 30 seconds for this. Traffic tickets has been accumulated for some of the members of our crew. So then, now that's an exclusive club. So the coach, Gary McPherson, West Virginia, so that's all right. Professionals can afford it. Coaches can't. 3:20 left to play in the ball game. Tigers up 69-49, enjoying that 20-point advantage. We'll have James DeWitt on the free throw line for the Tigers. As James DeWitt ready to fire his free throw. 69-49. Tigers up by 20 big ones right now as they enjoy the advantage over the Independence pitchers, and DeWitt puts the first one down good. He'll have another one. 70-49. Tigers out by 21. DeWitt fires again. It's on the iron. It's good. 71-49. And that may be the Tigers' biggest lead of the night, I think.
It is. 22 points.
As Independence comes back. Duncan in the front court with it to Thomas. Goes all the way under, puts it back up on the glass. Got it. As Jimmy Miller jumps all the way over top of him. 71-51. As St. Clair back to the front court with it. Gives it to DeWitt. Fires to the lane. No good. Miller tips once. No good. Miller puts it up again. We got a whistle and a foul underneath. And that may be on Richards. No, they call it on Tommy Small. And that's his 4th. As Miller be ready to fire from the free throw line, he's got 2 shots coming. As Jim fires, it's on the iron and glass and good. Took it around the ring and put it in. 72-51. Tigers up by 21. As Jim ready, he fires again. It is on the iron and good. 73-51. As the Tigers with the press. As the inbound pass stolen by James DeWitt. He fires it up and in. He may have traveled, but the official didn't call it, so he didn't travel. 75-51. As he steals the inbound pass. Works underneath on Clay, puts it up. It's good. He fouls. As the Tigers really blowing it away right now. And the crowd starts to leave as some of them get a little bit disgusted with the home folks. 77-51. Mike Eads on the free throw line for one shot for the Tigers. As the Tiger press, turn it over 2 consecutive times and bucket result. As Eads fires with the right hand, it's in and out, no good. Rebound, pulled out by Clay. Gives it outside to Small. Small into the front court with it for Independence. And St. Clair takes the pass and loses it back to Thomas. Thomas goes toward the lane. He pulls up, fires, no good. Rebound, slapped around. And pulled down by Duncan, puts it up. He is fouled by Jeff Adams, I believe. As Adams into the ball game right now. As right now for the Tigers, we've got Miller, DeWitt, Adams, St. Clair, and Eads. For Independence, they've got Clay, Duncan, Richards, Thomas, and I lost somebody somewhere. Small. He's hiding behind St. Clair over. That's right. Duncan on the line for Independence. He'll shoot 2 shots. He fires. It's good. 2 minutes, 38 seconds left to play in the ball game. 77-52. Tigers up by 25. As Duncan fires again. It's off the front of the iron, no good. St. Clair picks it up off the floor. Puts it on the dribble to the front court to Eads. Right side, he'll fire out of the corner. It's good. Mike Eads from about 14 to 16 feet puts it in. 79-52. As Thomas runs over Miller coming up court, we got a foul, and I think it's called on Jim for a block. And that's number 4 on Jim. As Jim gets up, goes back to the front court with it. 79-52, and that'll put Alan Thomas on the free throw line for Independence. As Thomas ready to fire. Puts it up off the back iron, no good. Rebound to Miller. Miller comes out with it. Contested by Duncan. Now he holds it out to St. Clair. St. Clair puts it on the floor, takes it to the front court. To DeWitt on the left side. Firing from 20 feet off the iron, no good. Rebound pulled down by Danny Duncan of Independence. As Duncan on the dribble with it. Moves it across court, left to right side. Now he holds it up. Gets it to Thomas. Back to Small. Firing. We got a whistle on the foul. Called on St. Clair. As Jeff commits his second personal foul. And the Tigers bring the bench in as David Phillips comes in. As Scooter Will comes in. As Curtis Graham comes in. Joseph Harrison's in the ball game. And who? Joseph. Okay, yeah, he's back in the backcourt. Joseph. That's Joseph or JoJo? JoJo. I'm going strictly by the program, fellas. We do this by the book. It's Joseph. As Tommy Small fires the free throw, it's off the flames, no good. He'll have a second. And we got 2 minutes, 2 seconds to play in the ball game. The Tigers out in front, 79-52. As Small fires off the iron, no good. Rebound pulled down by Quill. As Scooter on the dribble with it in the backcourt. Now he holds it up, gets it to Curtis Graham. As Graham moves it to the front court for Princeton. Works on Tommy Small, takes it to the left side to Harrison. Way out on the wing position. Gives it back to Graham. Graham works the point. Comes around it. They go to Adams. Try and get it to Phillips underneath. They lose it out of bounds. As the inbound pass comes into Richards for Independence. As Richards into the front court. Takes it down the lane. Lays it up, and it is no good. Rebound fought for. Controlled by Harrison. Harrison gives it out to Graham. As Graham brings it to the front court for the Tigers. As Curtis moves it to the left-hand dribble. Now he picks up the dribble. Gets it to Quill on the wing. They go to Harrison, top of the key. Fakes the shot. Goes underneath with it to Phillips. Fires good. David Phillips hits it for the Tigers. 81-52. As the Tigers out by 29 big ones now with 1:25 to play. As Thomas brings it to the front court for Independence. Taken away by Jeff Adams. Gets it out to JoJo Harrison. Harrison drives. Lays it over to Phillips. David lays it up and in. An assist for Harrison. 83-52, a 31-point advantage for the Tigers now. They really blow it loose. As Small back to the front court, he is fouled from behind by Curtis Graham. As Doug Basham's team, Independence, made a horse race of it while they could, but they run out of horses. As the Tigers just wore them down. And we'll have Tommy Small on the free throw line right now. He'll fire the free throw, and it is good. He'll have a second attempt. 83-53, a 30-point advantage for the Tigers. We got 1 minute and 5 seconds to play. As Small fires again, it's good. 83-54. As Will inbounds it to Graham. Curtis takes it to the front court, moves it to the left-hand dribble, backs his way toward the lane, picks it up, gives it to Harrison in the corner. Jojo on the dribble with it, gives it to Will, high post, gives it back outside to Graham. Graham, top of the key with it. To Harrison, wing, right side, looking underneath. They got Phillips on the high post, turn around, jump shot, 15 feet off the flange, no good. Rebound, pulled down by Clay of Independence. He gets it to Tommy Small. Small will bring it to the front court with 39 seconds on the clock. Top of the key with it. To Thomas on the left side. Drives it toward the lane. He'll fire from 16 feet off the glass. Off the iron, no good. Jeff Adams rebounds for the Tigers. They get it out to Phillips on the break. Goes down, lays it up and in. David Phillips hits the bucket for the Tigers with 22 seconds on the clock. 85-54. Tigers up by 31. As Independence into the front court with it. Clay firing from 17 feet. No good. Rebound comes out to Graham. He gets it out to Phillips on the breakaway. Phillips goes under, lays it up. No good. Rebound, fought for. Comes to the floor. Picked up by Adams. He'll fire out of the lane. No good. We got a whistle and a foul. 3 seconds on the clock. The Tigers up 85-54. And it looks like the Tigers could put this one away. As the foul called on Alan Thomas. That's number 5 on Alice. Go, Alan, this kid has really played his heart out tonight. He's been everywhere for Independence. And we'll have Jeff Adams on the free throw line. Has Adams scored tonight, Bob?
No, he has.
All right, we'll get him in the scoring column right here. As Adams on the free throw line, he'll shoot 2 shots. As Jeff ready, he fires. It's off the flange, no good. He'll get a second attempt. As Adams ready to fire one more time. He puts it up. It's off the flange, no good. Rebound to Scooter Will, and it's lost out of bounds. Stopped by Kid Thomas, goes for the pass. That's the game. Final score, the Princeton Tigers, 85. Independence Patriots, 54. The Tigers held on to win the big one. And we'll be back with all the stats. First,
Mike Eads had a slow first half, had only 2 points at halftime. He picked up a total on the evening of 5 field goals, 3 of 4 at the foul line, and 13 points on the night. Jeff St. Clair had 4 field goals. He was 0 of 1 at the foul line. If my memory serves me correct, Jeff St. Clair hit something like 84, 85% at the foul line last year. He had 8 points on the night. James DeWitt had an excellent game, 8 field goals, 5 of 6 at the foul line, 21 points. And I think the key to James' play tonight was the quick hands. Stephon Murray came in, fouled out in the game. He had 2 field goals, 1 of 1 at the foul line, 5 points. Jimmy Miller had 9 field goals, 12 of 13 at the foul line, 30 points. David Phillips, the sophomore, came in, played quite a bit, did a good job of scoring in the fourth quarter. He had 4 field goals, 8 points. Jeff Adams missed 2 foul shots. He finished the game with no points. Princeton had 31 field goals, 23 of 27 from the foul line, and a total of 85 points on the evening.
the Tigers got a big win tonight, 85-54. I'm sure you're very, very glad to get that first one under your belt.
Oh, it was real good to get it under the belt. The kids played real good ball to start off with for a good start, right?
But the thing that a lot of people may not really realize, this independent team was well prepared, really came here to play ball tonight.
Well, we're going to find this every team we play. They're going to really be hustling against us. In the end, it's going to make us a better team, but we're going to have our hands full every time we play, no matter who we play. This bunch was 20 points behind and hustling for everything they was worth. And really gave us a tough way on the rebound. They did a good job rebounding. They hustled good and rebounded well.
Independence got a lot of help off the bench. They came with a couple of guys off the bench, and I'm sure man surprised you. These kids really came out to play ball.
Yeah, they've got a good program. They're going to be, I think, especially in AA ball, they're going to be heard from. I think they'll be content. They're going to win some ball games.
Now, let's talk about the Sixers. Let's talk about the Tigers. The Tigers came out, and in the first quarter, they put together 21 points, and then they come back with 19 to 26. And as a coach, you're looking for consistency.
Right. We had a couple kids wasn't hitting real well. We had a couple other kids did, and made a big difference because I think overall we're going to have good balance, and hopefully when the one guy is not having a good night, that it won't hurt us as bad.
Well, the thing is that you've got kids that can fire from different places, so that probably keeps them from 100% keying on one individual?
Oh, yeah, I think of our outside shooters, there's nobody you just say, well, we'll forget about him and double up on somebody else because kids shoot real well. And like I say, we go to Jimmy a lot, but needless to say, we have other boys and they play real well, and we want to have consistent scoring throughout the year.
Coach, did the ball game seem to be a little on the physical side? Even I seem like they let them get away with something.
It was a little rough in there. We on the boards, and of course we need that because we've got to get tough, and probably that's one key place we're going to have to do a little better job, be more conscious of it, be a little better rebounding team because a lot of teams we play are going to be real big, and we're going to have to do a good job in there. We're not overly big, really.
Well, now for the night, we had the Tigers shooting about 52%, and for an opening game with opening game jitters and the physical ball game that's coming out tonight, I imagine you're probably satisfied with that for the opening night.
Yeah, we played a pretty consistent game. Our shooting was outstanding. I think anytime you shoot above 50%, you're going to have to be pleased with it and handle the ball pretty good. Haven't checked the charts, but I imagine we had a few turnovers that we shouldn't have had, and we made up for. I know our free throw shooting was probably real good. It was 23 for 27. That's real good.
The question, I guess, that we look at right now is that the Tigers, we don't really know how good Independence is. They look very good to us. But I thought the Tiger defense played sometimes not very well.
Yeah, I thought our initial defense was good. We got through their picks real good and played pretty good defense on the ball. Probably the only place we let up a little bit was on the rebounding. They got some second and third shots that we are going to have to keep and try to work on that. Of course, that's defense too. Is when you play defense, you got to come up with the ball, or you haven't played good defense. So initially, we played good defense, and we've got to try to keep them to that one shot.
Well, now at halftime, you went in and you said something to the kids, and you came back out because in the third quarter, Independence only got 11 points. Did you make any changes at halftime or do anything different with your defense?
Well, not a whole lot. We started to fast break more, and that gave us a lot more easy shots. And they run with us a little more. We got them so that they would run with us a little bit more. And I think that helped us a little bit because the more we get up down the floor, I think our kids play a little better than their kids. Their kids are strong, play good inside, but ours play better probably all over the entire court. It became a little more of a running game.
Ralph, we appreciate you coming up to visit with us. Congratulations on a big win, and I know that you had the pregame butterflies like everybody else, and you're glad to really go.
Oh, you just, the year starts, you just like everybody else, you're just starting out, and what you did last year doesn't amount to anything, and any preseason poll and stuff like that has no foundation. It's what you do now. It's how well you play now.
I wasn't going to mention that preseason poll, because all that does make you a target.
Oh, yeah, right. It doesn't, like I say, it's just predictions from last year, and has nothing at all to do with this year, and our kids know that how well they play, they have to play this year, not what they read about last year.
And they don't give any trophies on that.
No, like I say, the only thing they've done is got the other teams to play probably a little better against us every time we go out there.
Well, now, next on the 27th, you've got a game against the alumni, and, of course, I'm sure that you'll try to get the, a lot of times on alumni games, it's hard to keep the kids concentrating full time on that because there's a lot of distractions. But then you jump right into the frying pan because the day after New Year's, you've got the big boys coming in, and these guys can play with anybody.
Right. The alumni game serves the purpose to get you another game, and we try to get a hold of a group of good boys that can give us good competition, and there's so much independent ball played anymore. There is always a good bunch of boys around that can play, so that gives us one more game and helps us prepare a little bit more for that tournament you're talking about because you need 2 or 3 games going into something like that.
Well, on the first night of the tournament, you face Woodbridge. Now, Woodbridge is one of the competitive basketball powers in the Virginia area, around the Washington, D.C., around Alexandria, and so forth. And you know they're going to come in with strength, they're going to come in to be well coached, and they're going to come in wanting to get revenge for the beating they got last year down here.
Right, and that's why we need another game because they start playing December the 1st. They probably played 4 or 5 games, and we're going in there with 1 game and an alumni game, so that alumni game will help us some, and that can be a big test for us because they're a big school, bigger than any AAA schools around here, I guess. They're bigger than Beckley, bigger than they're about over 3,000 students, so they're a big student body and they have a good ball team.
There's a lot of kids play basketball out of that many kids.
Oh, yeah, that's good basketball up there.
Coach, congratulations on the win. Congratulations on starting off another season.
Right, thank you.
And thanks for visiting with us. That's Coach Ralph Ball, and we'll be back